How to talk to anyone, anytime, anywhere. Build genuine connections, master networking skills, and foster authentic communication with confidence by Ernestine Michels. Part 1. Unlocking your inner confidence and the power of listening. Introduction. Unlocking the art of connection. Have you ever found yourself in a new place, a new situation, feeling that familiar knot of anxiety when it comes to striking up a conversation? Perhaps you've wished for the confidence to not just speak, but to truly connect with those around you, whether in a casual chat or in forging lifelong relationships. What if I told you that mastering the art of authentic communication is not an innate talent, but a skill you can learn and cultivate, no matter where you are or who you're with? Interesting, right? In this audiobook summary, we'll explore the insightful pages of How to Talk to Anyone, Anytime, Anywhere by Ernestine Michels. This isn't just about making small talk. It's about building genuine connections, mastering networking skills, and fostering authentic communication with confidence. We'll journey through practical strategies to enhance your self-image, overcome social anxiety, actively listen with empathy, and navigate diverse social landscapes with ease. You'll discover how to break the ice naturally, deepen your conversations beyond the superficial, and build a network rooted in genuine rapport. Are you ready to transform your interactions and unlock the door to more meaningful connections? Ernestine Michels, the author, isn't just an academic theorist. She's someone who has walked the path of communication challenges herself. She shares her personal story of relocating from the Netherlands to the US with her family, a move that brought both excitement and a new form of anxiety related to communication in an unfamiliar territory. She knows firsthand what it's like to let anxiety get the better of you, to struggle with initiating conversations, and to feel the frustration of not being able to communicate effectively. This book is born from her journey and her desire to help others overcome similar challenges. How to Talk to Anyone, Anytime, Anywhere aims to provide a simple, understandable guide to enhance self-esteem, offer relatable plans for conversation initiation, share insights into anxiety management, and provide realistic strategies for networking. The author emphasizes that effective communication is non-negotiable in our connected world, impacting our careers, personal relationships, and overall well-being. In fact, a staggering 86% of employees attribute workplace failures to ineffective communication and a lack of collaboration. And get this, companies that excel in internal communication see 4.5 times higher employee retention. The stakes are high, but the rewards are even higher. Building bedrock. Confidence, your inner dialogue, and stepping out. At the heart of effective communication lies confidence, not an arrogant bravado, but a quiet self-assuredness. Michels emphasizes that enhancing your self-image is the first crucial step. It's about understanding that communication involves an exchange of vulnerability, and inner confidence helps you navigate this. When you overcome self-doubt, new opportunities and possibilities open up. You start to feel valued and prioritize your own needs, which motivates positive, long-term change. But how do we begin to build this cornerstone of confidence? A key aspect of this is managing your self-talk. That inner voice, often a relentless critic, significantly impacts your self-esteem. Constant negative self-talk, like "I'm worthless" or "I'm a fraud," reinforces harmful patterns and lowers self-worth. The book provides stark examples, such as "I'm such an idiot," "I can't do anything right," and explains that such statements are irrational and unhelpful. Instead, the key is to focus on learning from mistakes rather than judging yourself harshly. Now, here's where it gets powerful. On the flip side, positive self-talk or affirmations can literally rewire your brain. Michels offers practical tips for creating meaningful affirmations. Focus on specific areas you'd like to improve, like public speaking or managing anxiety. Use positive I am language, like "I am capable and articulate." Make them personal and believable. Authenticity is key. And here's the kicker. Repeat them daily, especially in the morning, midday, and evening. Imagine looking in the mirror and saying, "I, your name, am confident speaking in front of people." Consistency here isn't just suggested. It's paramount for transforming self-confidence over time. But internal work alone isn't enough. You also need to challenge your comfort zone. Think of your comfort zone as a cozy room. It provides ease, but if you stay in it too much, it limits growth. Stepping out is tough. Change can be draining, progress isn't always linear, and it often goes against our natural wiring. You might lose familiar coping mechanisms and expose vulnerabilities. Sounds daunting, doesn't it? But here's the empowering part. Michelle suggests taking it one step, week at a time, with incremental exercises. This is where you become your own coach. For initiating conversations, week 1 might be as simple as complimenting a stranger. Week 2 could be striking up a brief chat in a coffee shop line. Week 3, talking to someone new at an event. Similar weekly progressions are offered for making plans, speaking in groups, and meeting new people. The secret is to adjust these to your personality and focus on enjoying the process, not just the outcome. What small step could you take this week to nudge yourself out of your social comfort zone? Goal setting is also vital for this growth. Instead of a vague goal like be more confident, establish specific, attainable milestones. If public speaking terrifies you, a first goal could be to simply raise your hand and make one comment in a meeting. Achieving these targeted objectives builds a portfolio of success you can draw upon. Michels provides a 7-step guide to create a tailored plan, emphasizing honest self-assessment, setting achievable short-term goals, and progressively expanding your comfort zone. Adaptability is crucial. Your objectives should morph based on your experiences. And setbacks? They're not failures but valuable learning opportunities. If small talk at a party feels stiff, don't beat yourself up. Recognize it as a sign you need more practice in low-stress situations. It's a journey of continuous refinement. This journey is beautifully illustrated by a success story in the book from a 20-year-old ex-introvert who avoided human interaction to the point of only using self-checkouts at grocery stores. After taking a gap year, moving to a new city, getting a dog, a great conversation starter, and joining improv, their life transformed. They made deep friendships, dated, and even performed improv on stage. The lesson? Embracing new experiences and stepping out of your comfort zone, even with activities that seem daunting, can lead to profound personal growth and conquer social anxieties. The power of listening and empathy, reading between the lines. Confidence might get you in the door, but active listening and empathy build the entire house of connection. Michels highlights a common pitfall, backed by research from Adrian Ward, 2013. Most people spend over half, sometimes even up to 80%, of conversations talking about themselves. Have you ever caught yourself doing that? She learned that letting conversations flow and giving others the freedom to genuinely be part of it leads to deeper understanding and comfort. So what is this active listening? Arlen Kunick, 2022, defines it as a communication skill that involves going beyond simply hearing the words that another person speaks. It's about giving your full attention to understand the complete message. The benefits are huge. It avoids misunderstandings, makes the speaker feel heard and valued, and helps you gather more comprehensive information. Now for the how-to. The book details a listener's toolbox, a set of powerful techniques. Acknowledging, simple verbal and nonverbal cues like nodding or saying okay. Clarifying, asking questions like, "What do you mean?" to clear up ambiguity. Emotion labeling, identifying feelings, e.g., "I get it, you're excited." Paraphrasing, reflecting, restating main points in your own words to confirm understanding. Encouraging, using prompts to get the speaker to elaborate. Mirroring, subtly mimicking body language to show engagement. Practicing silence, pausing to give the speaker time to reflect and share more. This is a tough one for many. Reframing, rephrasing a statement more constructively. For instance, changing. So, you feel that your team is being uncooperative, to, it sounds like you want to see more attention to detail and teamwork from your group. Summarizing, condensing the main points in a brief overview. How do you get good at this? Practice, practice, practice. Try paraphrasing in chats with friends, or make a conscious effort to notice body language in your next conversation. Recognizing common listening pitfalls like interrupting, mentally rehearsing your response while someone else is talking, or judging too soon is the crucial first step to improvement. Which of these pitfalls do you occasionally fall into? Hand in hand with active listening is empathy. This is the ability to understand and share another's feelings, crucial for strong connections. When you show empathy, you validate their feelings and build rapport. It fosters trust, allowing for vulnerability and deeper self-disclosure. How can you enhance your empathic response? Boost your emotional intelligence through self-reflection. Go beyond basic listening to note nonverbal cues. Ask thoughtful follow-up questions, and sometimes share relatable personal experiences, appropriately, of course. It's important here to distinguish empathy from sympathy. Empathy is about sharing and understanding feelings, being in it with them, while sympathy is more about feeling pity from a distance. Think connection versus compassion from afar. Then there's the art of reading between the lines. This means paying attention to nonverbal communication, facial expressions, gestures, posture, eye contact, and tone of voice, which convey critical emotional information that words alone often can't. Someone might say they're fine, but a clenched jaw or avoided eye contact signals otherwise. Understanding these cues makes you a more intuitive communicator. The book lists common nonverbal cues. Crossed arms might signal discomfort. A furrowed brow could indicate confusion or worry. Practice exercises include observing people in public or even watching TV shows or movies with the sound off to hone your interpretation skills. But here's a vital point. Be aware that body language differs across cultures. Direct eye contact, a sign of confidence in many Western cultures, can be disrespectful in some East Asian cultures. Could a better understanding of nonverbal cues unlock deeper connections for you? Finally, let's talk about feedback loops. These are critical for ensuring mutual understanding. Feedback allows you to check your interpretation, clarifies information, facilitates more effective communication, and establishes trust. When giving feedback, provide context, be non-judgmental, and check for understanding. When receiving it, and this is a big one, listen actively without defensiveness. If the recipient does become defensive, remain calm, try to find points of agreement, ask curious questions, suggest a break if things get heated, or even change the communication medium. Perhaps follow up a tense verbal exchange with a thoughtful, conciliatory email. The goal is always mutual understanding, not winning an argument. This concludes the first part of our journey into how to talk to anyone, anytime, anywhere. We've laid the groundwork by building confidence from the inside out and tuning into the crucial skills of listening and empathy. But there's so much more to uncover. Are you ready to continue? Part 2. Navigating social worlds, conquering anxiety, and deepening connections. In Part 1, we focused on building that essential inner confidence and the profound impact of truly listening and empathizing. Now, let's dive into how to apply these skills in the diverse and sometimes tricky social landscapes we all navigate. Ready to become a social navigator? Navigating the social landscape and conquering anxiety. Understanding different personality paths is like having a compass for communication. It's key to tailoring your approach for better connection. Michels outlines major personality types based on the Big Five model. Openness. These individuals are curious, imaginative, and enjoy new ideas. To connect with them, ask creative, hypothetical questions and discuss theories. Conscientiousness. They are organized, thoughtful, and goal-directed. With them, stick to clear agendas, provide factual details, and focus on constructive solutions. Extroversion. Outgoing, energetic, and they thrive on social interaction. Allow them to speak openly, encourage storytelling, and be upbeat. Agreeableness. Cooperative, empathetic, and they prefer harmony. Find common ground, ask thoughtful questions about their views, and maintain politeness even when disagreeing. Neuroticism. This trait means a tendency towards anxiety, anger, or sadness. Offer reassurance, allow them space to express worries without judgment, and frame any criticism constructively and sensitively. Adapting your style isn't about being inauthentic. It shows respect and builds rapport far more effectively. Beyond individual personalities, social dynamics, including power differences, gendered expectations, and age hierarchies, also shape communication. Have you ever noticed how communication often becomes more formal when directed up hierarchies, to a boss, for example, and can be more casual or directive when down, to a subordinate? Recognizing these unwritten rules helps you navigate interactions more skillfully. Similarly, distinguishing between informal settings, which are more relationship-focused, and formal settings, often task-focused, allows you to adjust your tone, language, and even posture appropriately. Now let's tackle a big one: conquering social anxiety. Social anxiety disorder isn't just shyness, it affects millions and is characterized by an intense fear of social interactions and being judged negatively. Common triggers include meeting new people, public speaking, making small talk, or even being watched while doing something simple. Does any of this sound familiar? One powerful tool the book suggests is journaling about your anxiety triggers, noting the situation, your anxiety level, perhaps on a scale of 1 to 10, physical signs like a racing heart or sweating, and the worrisome thoughts that pop up. This increases self-awareness, which is the first step to management. What about managing anxiety in the moment? The book highlights proven strategies: mindfulness, training your attention on the present moment non-judgmentally. This helps counteract rumination about past or future stressors. Breathwork, techniques like box breathing, inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, can calm the nervous system, decrease heart rate, and lower blood pressure. Why not try a round of box breathing right now? Lifestyle changes. Regular sleep, balanced meals, and limiting caffeine and alcohol can significantly impact anxiety levels. And here's a game changer. Preparation and practice for specific social situations, like giving a toast or attending a networking event, can significantly reduce performance anxiety by building competence and confidence. It's about moving from, "I hope I don't mess up," to, "I've put in the work needed to handle this." Creating a personalized toolkit of coping mechanisms you can deploy when anxiety strikes is also highly recommended. The book also touches upon exposure therapy principles. This involves gradually confronting feared social situations in a controlled way, starting with mildly anxiety-provoking interactions and working up a hierarchy. For instance, start with a short phone call to a friend, then a 5-minute coffee chat with a coworker, eventually working towards attending larger group activities or even giving short speeches. This desensitization process helps the brain learn not to overpredict danger. Patience and self-compassion are crucial during this process. Celebrate your small wins and be kind to yourself during setbacks. And here's an aha moment. You can reframe anxiety as energy to be channeled into action. When that nervous energy builds, instead of letting it paralyze you, use it as a cue to tackle a small social goal. Shifting from avoidance to engagement, even in tiny steps, leads to big changes. How might reframing anxiety as actionable energy change your approach to social situations? Breaking the ice and deepening conversations. Mastering those first 7 seconds when meeting someone is crucial because, as research shows, that's how quickly first impressions are formed, and they tend to be sticky due to anchoring bias. Positive initial interactions build trust and set the tone for openness. So, how do you make those first moments count? Using open-ended questions is a fantastic start. Instead of questions that can be answered with a yes or no, try things like, "What's a fascinating concept you've recently discovered?" Or, "What do you find most challenging about your work?" These can spark deeper dialogue and reveal common ground. Your posture and demeanor are equally important. Make eye contact, smile naturally, lean in slightly, avoid distractions, put that phone away, and ask follow-up questions. These actions convey confidence and genuine interest. To make yourself memorable, you can leverage psychological dynamics. For example, our brains attend to novel cues, passion, quirky behaviors. We prefer conversations that flow smoothly, cognitive fluency, and we remember happy moments more vividly, positivity effect. Distinctiveness also captures attention. Standing out in a positive way makes you memorable. When introducing yourself, keep it concise. Spotlight relevant strengths or passions. Ask inviting questions to encourage dialogue. Make comfortable eye contact, and be mindful of your body language. Now let's talk small talk. Many dread it, but it's a vital skill. Mastering small talk involves finding common ground through observational questions, e.g., complimenting something they're wearing or an item they have, discussing situational contexts, like the event you're both at, or offering appropriate self-disclosure. Universally engaging topics, as Michels points out, include food, entertainment, family, self-betterment, sports, and travel. Knowing how to pivot gracefully when a topic fades is also an art, using transitional phrases like, "That reminds me," or introducing relevant tangents. And if an icebreaker falls flat, don't panic. Read the room, smooth over any awkwardness with a smile, And if necessary, a simple, direct apology can work wonders. But we don't want to stay in shallow waters forever, do we? To deepen conversations beyond the basics, pay attention to cues that the other person is open to more meaningful talk. Look for lulls in the small talk to gently introduce new topics or share something a bit more personal. The book emphasizes giving your full attention, put away distractions. Asking why questions to uncover motivations and deeper feelings. Sharing your own relevant experiences to build trust. Reciprocity is powerful. Expressing vulnerability, appropriately of course, to foster intimacy. Remember, being fully present in a conversation, truly listening and aiming to understand, is often the most charismatic act of all. Which of these opening moves or deepening techniques feels most exciting for you to try next? This journey also involves learning how to handle conflict and resolution. Disagreements are natural. The key is to listen with an open mind, find common ground even amidst differences, and stay collected if emotions run high. Sometimes unconventional strategies like using humor, carefully, changing the scenery, suggest a walk, or even playfully asking what-if questions can de-escalate tension and open new perspectives. Building trust is a gradual process. It involves taking turns sharing, watching for signals of interest or discomfort, matching the depth of disclosure, and checking in afterward. And how do you keep conversations alive and ensure there's a desire for future interaction? Recall past threads, ask for progress on their goals, and express genuine enthusiasm to continue the dialogue another time. Small gestures that show you remember details from previous conversations can be incredibly powerful in reinforcing bonds. Conclusion: your lifelong journey of connection. Ernestine Michels, How to Talk to Anyone, Anytime, Anywhere, isn't just a collection of tips. It's a compassionate guide to transforming how we interact with the world, one conversation at a time. We've learned that building confidence is an inside-out job, starting with positive self-talk and bravely stepping beyond our comfort zones. The true magic, however, lies in active listening, genuine empathy, and understanding the unspoken language of nonverbal cues, all while navigating diverse social landscapes and cultural nuances. We've explored how to handle social anxiety not as a roadblock, but as energy to be channeled. The practical strategies shared, such as tailoring your approach to different personalities, using open-ended questions effectively, mastering the art of the follow-up in networking, and even navigating disagreements with grace, all contribute to this goal of deeper connection. The journey to becoming a skilled communicator is ongoing, a process of lifelong learning, but the rewards, stronger relationships, expanded opportunities, and richer mutual understanding, are well worth the effort. Now let's reflect with a few powerful questions to see how these concepts can be integrated into your life. What's the first small step you can take this week to challenge your social comfort zone based on the one step, week at a time exercises? Considering the listening pitfalls mentioned, like interrupting or rehearsing your response, which one do you most often fall into? And what's one active listening technique, like paraphrasing or asking clarifying questions, you can practice to counteract it? When was the last time you consciously adapted your communication style for a different personality type or cultural context? And what was the result? How can you use the strategy of reframing anxiety as energy the next time you feel nervous about a social interaction? Don't just be a hearer of these words, be a doer. If this summary has resonated with you, I wholeheartedly encourage you to pick up the full book, How to Talk to Anyone, Anytime, Anywhere, by Ernestine Michels, to explore these concepts in even greater depth. Your journey to becoming a more confident and effective communicator starts with the very next conversation you have. Embrace it with an open heart and mind.